What is up, everybody? NC.
JC and
We have a positivity challenge on CM Punk. Somebody who we said a lot of negative stuff about in our time. We're going to go ahead and try to be positive about him and say some nice things. Now, it's not something that's completely foreign to do. You know, it is possible to say nice things about Punk. But with how arrogant he is and how hypocritical he is, it makes it very difficult. It's not something that's easy to do. So we're going to try our best to be positive about CM Punk. So let me start out with like a theoretical number one. So let's go with number one of why CM Punk isn't too bad. Number one, he sells merchandise. This is something even to this day, like people love his merch. Gets to the point where it almost makes them overlook how he is in the ring. They're just like, who cares? He's got cool looking merch.
well, yeah, and that's the thing that we could say about him is that he is one of the top merch sellers in WWE. It's just a fact. He sells way more merch than Cody Rhodes, sells way more merch than really anybody and everybody else. I mean, he's definitely one of the top merch sellers in that company. So I guess that's a positive that we could say about him. There's that.
Yeah. Number two, he's got a cool theme song. I can't hate on his theme song. It's good, and the fact he made Paul pay for it is even better. So
Right.
no, I'm cool with that. I like his theme song. I think it's a good theme song. So that's number two. Number three, he at least shows up on the big matches when it counts. Like at WrestleMania, I thought he was in pretty decent shape. Probably the best shape we've seen him in a little bit, because he's had that muffin top. He burned it off for that match. He had a good gas tank. He kept up with Roman. So I can't really hate on him too much for really bringing his A game for WrestleMania. So at least when it comes down to the big matches, he comes to game. So I'll give him that.
No, he does for sure. I mean, he performs. He performs at a big level. I mean, and like we were saying things like, oh, he doesn't have the gas tank. I mean, he went the distance in that match. Like that surprised the hell out of me. So, kudos to him in that regard. And well, he's a pro. He's a pro's pro. I mean, now granted, he had problems in AEW. Now, I would be frustrated. Now, I would be frustrated too if I were dealing with the creative bullshit that they were doing there. But with that being said, it's in WWE, he's been a pro's pro.
He has been, and I think because he realizes that this is his last chance. I mean, we haven't seen him on TV for pretty much a month now by the time this comes out. Haven't seen him on TV for a month, only showed up for that Ronda Rousey fight. So it leads one to believe that he possibly got suspended for what he did to those fans. Allegedly. We don't know. But there was two incidences that happened back to back over in Vegas that probably got management to talk to him and say, hey, we got to suspend you for a little bit. And he's doing what he can with that time off. At least he's trying to stay relevant, going to fights and whatnot. But we got to talk about his coaching ability. Number four, I think he's an unsung coach. I mean, look at all these top young, early 20s female talents that he's put under his wing. What a generous man. Generous man.
Generous man. Yeah, he's so generous. Yeah, I mean, he coaches them, if you know what I mean. He really does coach them. He invests time in them. He goes down to NXT. He takes even time away from his wife to go down to NXT and train these women who, I mean, let's face it. I mean, are you going to find a better trainer than CM Punk? Are you going to find a better even-tempered trainer than CM Punk? I doubt it.
He's so hands-on. You know what I mean? He's very
hands-on trainer.
He's a hands-on trainer. And one thing that can be, seen about CM Punk and his coaching methods is that he treats a lot of these girls like his daughter. And we've seen with abusive dads, they're always sweet towards the daughters. Look at McMahon, Stephanie, Vince and Steph right there. So that tells you that I think he would be sweet, but give them the tough love where they need it. And you know what? Just to back up what we're saying, look at how Roxanne's career has really skyrocketed on Raw since they've been working together. I mean, she's the best we've ever seen her in her career, ever. Like, she actually has somewhat of a personality. She's got somewhat of an aura. She's always been a decent wrestler, but I think Punk is helping her amp it up a little bit. I got to give credit to Punk for that.
No, Punk's helping her out for sure, man. And that's the thing is, like, if there's something positive we could say about Punk, we could say that he is a guy that has been in the business for a very long time. He's got a lot of experience in the business. He's very experienced with the wrestlers and a particular gender of the wrestlers too. But he's a voice of knowledge in that locker room, and you'd be crazy not to listen to him.
Well, and you got to look too at all the good young female talent that are coming out of NXT. Notice this. We're seeing, like, ever since Punk stepped back in Survivor Series, we've seen this wave of good young female talent come out of NXT. Now, don't get me wrong, NXT sucks. The PC, for the most part, sucks. But they're wheeling out, still to this day, very good female prospects. And I think having a guy like Punk there, it's really going to bring out their best. Because let's face it, a lot of these girls, if they were pro wrestling fans growing up, they probably grew up during the summer of Punk. They probably were fans of Punk. And the fact that they're fans of Punk makes them listen to him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's it. Honestly, I think, all jokes aside, he has a career as a coach in wrestling.
Oh, yeah. Guaranteed. Oh, absolutely. And that's the thing with him is, I mean, yeah. He does have a lot of knowledge of the business. I mean, he's been in Ring of Honor, he's been in ECW, he's been in, well, the WWE ECW, he's been in AEW, and he's back in WWE, and he's been in the business for what, 25 years? In the big leagues? Yeah.
In the big leagues, yeah. And then even working the indies before that. Now he's worked in all the big companies too, when you really think about it. So with that type of knowledge, that type of experience in all those different types of locker rooms with that many different types of wrestlers, you're bound to have a couple rivalries here and there. It's going to happen, especially when you're a headstrong, power-hungry guy like he is. But that's another thing. I mean, it could be taken like a backhanded compliment, but it's also a good one. He's a good politicker. Every single company that he's been in, he has politicked his way into power, whether it be Ring of Honor, AEW. I don't think he stayed in TNA long enough to do it, but if he did, he would. And then WWE. Like all these companies, he put himself in a position of power where he befriends the head booker, and he gets the head booker to listen to his ideas and his viewpoints, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I think that all the top wrestlers, you've always noticed them, they were friends with the boss. That's how it is.
Yeah, they were. I mean, he knew how to politic. He knew how to get what he wants. I mean, look what he did in AEW. He got his own TV show. Like for all the people who say, oh, they treated CM Punk, even with CM Punk, him not seeing the bigger picture and complaining about things like, dude, you got your own TV show. And, but he got his own TV show because he was CM Punk. There's a reason why Tony Khan listened to him, but it is what it is.
That it is. And number 6, he's a guy that stands up for the virtues of people. He's such a nice political
guy.
He's a virtuous guy, He stands for everything that is quote unquote right in the IWC. And that's got to stand for something, right? I mean, you show up at anti-ICE rallies, you say trans rights matter. So he obviously is trying to earn some cookie points, and I will say he's doing a very good job doing that with the IWC.
No, he really is. He's earning cookie points with the IWC. That certain contingent of that, people may call them social justicey, but that certain left wing contingency of the fan base he really does cater to. Him coming out in AEW wearing the shirt that says, "You get your own and you tell them what to do." I mean, he's always been a virtuous guy. He's always been one to espouse certain political beliefs. He's not ashamed to admit them. And he's not hypocritical. Like when he says, he's not gonna, like, somebody like the Miz, could go suck a blood money covered Saudi dick, but yet he goes into Saudi Arabia and earns that money. It's not him being a hypocrite.
No.
It's just the business changed,
And that's what you got to realize, is that the business changes, and that we're going through so many different eras with John Paul Levesque. We've been through already 12 different eras, so I mean, this is how it is. We're moving through all these eras very quickly. Things change. But with Punk, you got to realize that this guy has so much veteran experience out there, all the good things he's done for pro wrestling. He tries to serve the good virtues of the fans out there. And let's also talk about number 7, how he's starting to take himself seriously in his time off. Like, I'm not sure if people have seen the photos, but this man has gotten jacked. He is putting on more size than ever before, and people are saying, "Oh, this is all natural." Ryback was saying this is all natural from Punk. Same t-shirt. Same t-shirt.
It's all natural. Yeah,
all
totally
natural.
All natural. Like, didn't need steroids, didn't need TRT or hormone replacement therapy. None of that. He didn't need any of it. Like, CM Punk is a 47-year-old guy, naturally, easily achieved that physique.
With ease. I mean, that's what people don't understand, is that when you are a professional athlete, the level of CM Punk,
Oh
That
yeah,
you can get that big easily. I mean, literally, it's just waking up the muscle fibers. You're already a big dude. All you got to do is go in the gym, get your swole on, get your creatine. And he does it all naturally. That's the thing. He might take a little bit of creatine, maybe a little bit of TRT, maybe a little bit of Trembolone. But hey, you know what? It's what he does to get where he is. But you know what? He's clean. He's straight edge. Always has been. Always will be.
when you're almost 50 and you look that jacked, it's definitely natural.
Completely all natural. Like, and I mean, look at Punk. This is what happens when you have a straight edge lifestyle. You get jacked like this when you really try in the gym.
Oh,
So,
yeah, absolutely. No need for drugs at all.
motivation.
Motivation and weightlifting. Yeah, that's what did it. He's almost 50 years old. Yeah, and it worked for him because he's CM Punk. He could do it. He's almost 50 years old and he achieved that physique naturally. And if you don't agree, well, then you're a conspiracy theorist.
That's just what it comes down to. And another thing I got to give props to Punk for is he's a guy that realized, hey, I'm aging. I'm not as quick in the ring as I used to be. I'm getting sloppier. I'm starting to mess up more moves. I'm starting to burn out quicker. I have no gas tank. How can I get these work rate loving fans to love me? He spoke right to them. He is the voice of not the voiceless, but the voice of the way too voiced right now. He was the voice of the way too voiced, and they heard him preaching like a preacher to the choir and took him in.
They did. They heard him. They heard him preaching. Some people say, "Oh, he was whining. He was whining." No. He was preaching. He was preaching what needed to be said. Okay, he needed to say all the left wing virtue signaling stuff. Okay, he needed to do it because that's just where the fans are now. They're a bunch of left wingers. So he's just catering to the fans that are left of wrestling. And that's the thing. Like, people need to understand that CM Punk knows what he's doing when he's pandering to the social justice warriors. He knows what he's doing.
And how dare you criticize a veteran wrestler who has been in the business for as long as he has? How dare you criticize him? I mean, we're
Giving her
dealing
the
with
right.
he's the modern day Terry Funk here. He even compared himself to Terry Funk, so that tells you everything. So we're dealing with the modern day Terry Funk. We should show him more respect. We should realize that without a man like CM Punk, who else would keep this locker room in line? Who else would reach out and really try to train these beautiful young women? I didn't see anybody else stepping up while he was gone.
Right. I mean, nobody stepped up. Nobody took time away from their wife to be on the road training young women down in NXT. Nobody else did that, but CM Punk did. And you know why? Because CM Punk loves the business. He loves pro wrestling. And let's face it, he loves it more than we do. You could say some people say, some assholes say, oh, he loves pro wrestling more than he loves his wife. And I say to those people, just shut up. Just shut up, okay? Let CM Punk train the future. What's wrong with that?
Well, not only that, but you got to respect the guy. He's married to the game. You don't
Yeah.
see dedication like that outside of most of sports, but nah, this guy, he is dedicated to the game. He's dedicated to being, quote unquote, the best in the world. He's dedicating to basically making his career an homage to Bret Hart and Terry Funk rolled into one, but with tattoos. I mean, that has to stand for something, right? I mean, and just the fact he's a 47-year-old punk rocker, that's got to stand for something, right?
It's got to stand for something, and it should. And in a just world, it should. In a just world, everybody would realize that CM Punk is just so much better in the ring than Bret Hart, so much more over than Stone Cold Steve Austin, such a much better promo than The Rock. Like, just look at CM Punk. Look at him and look at them. Look at everybody else we compared him to. CM Punk is better in the ring. He's better on the microphone. He's more charismatic, and he's way more over. Notice with CM Punk, okay, notice. With The Rock and Austin and everybody else, you didn't really have a ratings bump in their era. But with CM Punk, we have millions of people tuning in who didn't give two shits about wrestling. They're now watching. Raw's getting over 10 million viewers a week globally on Netflix. I mean,
We're so lucky. We're blessed. It's because of Punk. I mean, let's be real. If you want to talk about the wrestling renaissance, it's because of CM Punk. He came over from AEW, and with that, he brought at least 7 million fans. And that's why AEW is failing in the ratings, is because all of those fans went over to WWE, and now, like, that's why you see all these packed houses. That's why Triple H and Nick Khan got re-signed to their contracts. Because business is booming, and it's because of people like Cody Rhodes and CM Punk.
and they're having to, people don't understand that. Okay, well, the whole ticket price thing, people don't understand they have to cut ticket prices because the product is too hot. Okay, it's like the whole thing with the economy. It's like when the economy overheats, they got to raise inflation. Okay, well, with this, they got to lower the ticket price because too many fucking people are buying them. Too many people were buying them. They're like, you know what, we feel bad, let's lower the price a little bit so that everybody could have access to a ticket. Like if we charge $100,000 for a nosebleed seat, that's just a little bit unfair. We got to lower the price so that more people could afford to go see CM Punk live in person.
When you
Because
know
he's
it's
so awesome.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what is another brilliant strategy too is the fact that they started booking smaller arenas to make it more of an intimate experience, you know?
Yes.
So like smaller arenas, cheaper ticket prices, and that's the thing too is like you go to a small arena, you're like, "Wow, I feel like I'm more intimate with CM Punk." You know, it's more of an intimate experience. So I think that's something that we should reward WWE with doing. You know, they're trying to give the fans a more intimate experience with CM Punk and almost bring it back to the days when he used to work in AEW when there was only one side of the arena full. You know, I think we're getting back to those glory days, man. It's about time.
Dude, and that's the thing is like people, they have, okay, they have this misconception of if you see a packed house, therefore it's a great show. No, 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 no. Look at
No,
Ring of Honor. Look at MLP. Look at
PWG, bro.
PWG. Look at these companies. Great wrestling. Okay,
That's all
great
that
wrestling.
matters.
Great wrestling companies go out of business because they're so great and they're so awesome. The Ring of Honor, like barely clinging to life. It's awesome. It's the best matches you could ever possibly see. New Japan clinging on to life. PWG went out of business because it's the best promotion that ever existed.
Well, I'm
I mean,
so glad you
seriously,
brought up New Japan, though, but I'm not sure if you heard the news about New Japan,
what
but they
happened?
sold a lot of their assets over to TVSI, you know, which was their main broadcaster over in Japan. So New Japan is selling a lot of their assets. That's because they're successful and good.
Yes.
That's why all their top wrestlers are leaving and going to WWE because they've already had their spotlight in the best, the king of pro wrestling, as they say. They've already had their spot in New Japan. Now they got to go seed
And
their
see,
territory.
it's like people that have to sell their kidneys to pay the rent. Like those are people that haven't made. They're
Yep.
successful. That's how
Hmm.
you know someone's successful is when they're selling internal organs to pay the bills. That's what success looks like.
Absolutely. Well, and that's the thing too. It's like that's what I love about WWE and the fans that CM Punk has brought in, as he's brought in some of the most enlightened fans that truly have this notion that if something is portrayed on the news and Big Six media, that it must be something that I have to get behind because BlackRock and Vanguard are telling me to. They're such intelligent people, and I love
They
it
are
how they just willingly accept whatever agenda is thrown their way every single month, whether it's the
because they're
changing of
smart.
the flags, because they're intelligent. They're intelligent and they're with the times. That's what people don't give these leftists credit for. They're intelligent, they're with the times, and they always change their flags because you have to go with the flavor of the month. You
Oh
don't
yeah.
want to be behind the times. I mean, because you don't want to be, oh, that was so March or oh, that was so February.
And
You want to be, oh, this is so June. It's
and
Pride
look,
Month after all.
these people, they're intelligent. Okay, because like let's think about it. Like rather than actually doing something good, like spending your money and like for like charity or doing something great, nah, just fuck all that. Just put a fucking flag on your bio on Twitter and boom, that's all you need to do. Like the idiots out here that are giving to charity, what morons? They're actually making a difference. What idiots? No, if you if you really want to be about change, go buy a flag.
Absolutely, and I love it how these fans too, how they are in the right to go ahead and harass the ticket paying fans for not reacting enough. Because they're too good to pay for tickets. You have to understand, WWE has to earn their respect to
Oh yeah.
get them in the building. Once you do that, then maybe wrestling might go to an even higher precipice of like 10 million to fucking 20. Maybe once
Yeah.
we get all of the leftists on the same page that
Yes.
WWE is puro, WWE is wrestling, WWE is sport, WWE is ball. Once we get to that point where everybody in the IWC, the leftist IWC, is on board, I think wrestling is going to have a true renaissance. I think it's going
Oh
to be
god,
one of
yeah.
those things that NFL owners will be going up to Triple H and saying, "What's your recipe for success?"
I guarantee Roger. Look, I promise you, within about a year from now, Roger Goodell is going to go up to Triple H and say, "How do you do it, man? How do you do it? Like, how do you create such a popular product? I mean, the NFL is like, we're getting record low viewership over here. We're dying in the ratings. Like, what are you doing? Like how are you getting millions and millions and millions of people to tune in to watch wrestling when people say it's dying out, when it's really not? It's just, it's becoming
Nah.
more for the real wrestling fans, and you're seeing it. It's reflecting in the numbers. Okay, we're getting half sold out arenas. We're getting ratings, right? So like we're getting all the things that you would expect to see in a boom era.
Do you really want to go to the arena and be around a bunch of clean smelling normie fans that
No.
don't even know who Tetsuya Naito is? Fuck that shit.
No,
I want some stinky liberal geeks that love good wrestling, damn it. I want to be with my people.
right. I want to be with the guy. I want to be right next to a guy at the shows, 400 pounds, wearing a Kenny Omega cleaner shirt, smells like crap, and he's horseshoe bald and he's like 55. Like that is who you cater to. You cater to those people. You don't cater to the families. You don't cater to the masses. No. Cater to the 55-year-old fat guys that are horseshoe bald. That's your fan base. That's who you cater to. Who that just want to see nothing but matches, and they'll incessantly argue and whine with you on social media about no, the New Japan has ball. Real wrestling is nothing but wrestling matches in a wrestling ring.
I
They
mean,
know what they're talking about.
we were so entertained by AAA that we had to delete the stream right afterwards. We're like,
Oh
dude,
yeah,
this is so unbelievably entertaining.
we didn't deserve it.
We did not deserve to have such good wrestling.
No.
We had to delete it right there. We're like, dude, I don't ever think we're gonna get good wrestling like that ever again.
And that's why we stopped covering TNA. It's the wrestling was just too good. It was blowing our minds. It was like,
It's amazing.
whoa, dude, whoa, like okay, like my head, like in the scanners, is gonna explode. It's gonna blow up if I continue to watch this awesome wrestling match. Like I had to see more and more of the boring long matches that went nowhere and meant nothing and had no story. I just like I was seeing them and I was just getting overwhelmed. I was just like, the more and more, it's like, I don't know, man. It's too awesome. I can't take it. I'm gonna have to bow out, dude. And that's what we did. We bowed out on TNA because it was just too awesome. The creativity was off the charts. Storytelling was off the charts. And oh my god, the matches.
Oh my
The
god.
matches, dude. Oh my fucking god.
Well, it got to the
Wow.
point. It really got to the point with TNA where my brother and I would be live reacting to it, and we couldn't stop going, "Whoa! Did you see that move? Wow! Kick out! 1, 2, and a kick out!" With Tom Hannafin. Ooh, we would do it in sync with Tom Hannafin. Ooh, and then we'd go, and a kick out! It was we had such a great time with the amazing wrestling that was in TNA, with Cedric Alexander, with Leon Slater, with Eddie Edwards. Just so many amazing grapplers. Like true, like modern day gladiators. And that's what I love about Punk. And guys like CM Punk, guys like Cody Rhodes, modern day gladiators. Some of the toughest men you will ever see. And don't you dare ever criticize CM Punk's dedication to the game. Look at this. Look at this jacked, tattooed Bane right here. This is
Right.
because he loves wrestling so much.
He loves it so much. I mean, he's almost 50 years old and he's doing what he's got to do to look like that. Like he's putting that, like this is a guy that's dedicated to the business. I don't want to hear anyone saying, "Oh, he left and he wanted to do other things because he hated wrestling." No. This is a man right here that truly loves pro wrestling. He's not an egomaniac. Come on.
No,
You
he's
think
not vain.
You think CM Punk is vain and an egomaniac? Come on.
Let's go number 8. He is a humble man.
Oh
He
my
is
God.
one of the most humble performers that I have ever seen in professional wrestling. To have that much experience and knowledge and not constantly force it down people's throats and not constantly say, I'm the best in the world, and not constantly say that I deserve respect. And like he doesn't need that because he's CM Punk. Like people say that John Cena's humble. Nah, dude. He can go eat humble pie compared to CM Punk.
No, I mean, like with CM Punk, it's like the sign you would know that someone is an egomaniac is if they had a shirt that says "I'm the best in the world." But CM Punk doesn't have that. You know why? Because he's a salt of the earth, humble guy.
That's right. He's a down to earth man, and what I love is he stands for his virtues. He stands for who he is as a person. He doesn't need a religion because his religion is the cult of Punk. He prays
Yeah.
to himself because in a lot of ways, he is a walking demigod. He's like if a demiurge incarnated into a 47-year-old man from Chicago. That's
And
what
see,
we're looking
right there,
at.
man. And
Yeah.
see, he's a humble guy, and he worships himself like he thinks he's God. He's humble, and he thinks he's God. Look at that is anyone that's humble that says they worship themselves. That right there is a humble person. Like that's definitely not an egomaniac.
Dude, he showed it to everybody back in the day when he said to The Rock, he said, "Your arms are too short to box with God."
Humble.
Humble, completely humble man. And I love it how he walked into the octagon and he gave the fight of his life in number nine. Number nine, he walked in the octagon like a true tough soldier, like a true warrior, like a modern day mercenary, and he fought to two great matches. Sure, one ended in the first round by submission, and sure, another one went to a decision and he was lumped up, but you should have seen the other guy. I mean, he had no bruises on his face. That tells you that Punk beat up his body so bad that he was pissing blood for a month. He focused purely on body shots for that round because he did not want to uglify Michael Jackson. He's like, you know what? I realize you're a journalist. You have to show up at a job. I'm not going to bash your fucking face, and instead I'm just going to give you rib shots, body shots, liver shots. And that's why we never saw Mike Johnson fight in the UFC ever again, is because of the severe internal damage that CM Punk did to him. This doesn't get talked about enough. He literally retired Michael Jackson from UFC. This is like, how come nobody talks about how fucking tough Punk is?
Well, like Joe Rogan did. Like people were thinking, oh, Joe Rogan was talking shit about CM Punk. No. He was putting Punk over. That's what you don't understand. He was trying to say, CM, like we're so lucky in the UFC to have an elite athlete like CM Punk. Like look at how amazing he is. Look at how amazingly athletic he is. That's why they didn't have any more WWE crossovers into UFC, because Punk was he was too athletic for the UFC.
And that's what you get, man, when you have a man that's too athletic for UFC. And trust me, he had offers from NFL. He had offers from NBA. This is something that doesn't get talked about. This guy had offers from every major sports agency out there, especially once he hooked up with Niccolo Piccolo. He was getting all the top deals out there. I mean, this guy, he is made for success. And let's talk about number 10, his amazing career in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Night Patrol is going to be on Amazon Prime in a few weeks. That's what I'm talking about. It had, what, a 1.5 week long run in the theaters. That right there, success. To get 1.5 weeks in the theaters, made it. Money.
And I'm going to look it up right now just to verify. With CM Punk. Yeah. See, like a sign that you are successful, right, is when your movie goes straight to Tubi.
That right there means everything. And just check out the fact.
Oscars.
Well, and I love it, the fact that he put out a movie that we could easily go ahead and live review in Girl on the Third Floor. It was available on Tubi. My brother and I could watch it along with all the fans, and we were just thoroughly, mind-blowingly entertained by his amazing acting chops. Why this guy has not given up wrestling, like, and that's the thing, he could wrestle for another 40 years if he wanted to, but like, why he hasn't given up wrestling to go to Hollywood is beyond me. Because this is a guy who has a face made for Hollywood. You know, the deep, huge, sunken in bags, the banana nose. Like, to me, I look at a guy like that, and I'm like, you got your next action star, you know? You don't need anybody else. You got CM Punk. And that's the thing, he does all his own stunts. Legitimate tough dude.
Legitimate tough dude. He's not a pussy. Not at all. I mean, he's tough. He's very durable. He's dependable. Like, he never gets injured. He never gets injured, ever. The most reliable in-ring guy that you could possibly have. And the guy's almost 50, because Punk doesn't age. In fact, Punk only gets better with age. He's
like a fine wine. He truly is the fine wine of pro wrestling. Like, this is a guy, he's like that Chateau 1954, that just with each year gets stronger and sweeter and better and more potent. That's what we have right here with CM Punk.
More better.
Without question, a better version of himself with each passing year. We're so grateful to have a unique, brave, talented individual like CM Punk at the very top of our business still. That shows you right there that we don't need these young sprouts. We don't need this wave of youth coming in from the PC. We don't need no Braun Breaker, no Logan Paul, no Trick Williams, no Obafemi. Fuck that shit. Get the fuck out of here. We got CM Punk, and he's still going to be around for another 40 years at the top. And honestly, nobody else should really take his spot until they prove it. Until you can prove that you're on CM Punk's level, You don't deserve that spot. Punk,
In fact,
he's the king.
he's the king, and I'm of the opinion. You know what? The whole Obafemi thing. Look, Obafemi is not as jacked as CM Punk.
No.
Like CM Punk will always be more athletic than Obafemi. I would just say send Oba back to NXT, or better yet, send him to TNA. Send Obafemi to TNA. Let's have CM Punk retire Brock Lesnar. I'm sure Brock would love that.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, is especially a guy like CM Punk who has legit experience in the octagon, also a former UFC fighter. I say, you know what, let's go full on with this TKO deal because they can do it. Let's have CM Punk retire Brock Lesnar at the White House show.
Yes.
Have him beat Brock the fuck up in one round. Unless, like, the fucking in 30 seconds, Brock is like, oh, stop hitting me, Punk. Oh, you're so tough. Oh, I'm bleeding all over the place. Yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, wow.
I warned you, buddy. I warned you about this ahead of time. And you said, yeah, I can take you on. Apparently you couldn't, tough guy. Yeah. And Trump, I'm coming for you next. I'm going to kick your ass, and I'm going to be the president of the United States. Yeah.
And that right there could be the start of his reign as 40-year world champion / multiple-time president of the United States. I think it can happen. I think he can even beat the 3-time tenure. I think that just keep on putting this guy in the White House. Because what we need a proud virtue-signaling Democrat like this that can truly rally the fans. He's almost like Adolf Hitler if he were a hardcore liberal Democrat. Like, he has the same speaking skills, the dictatorship, the politicking skills. He has all of that Adolf Hitler has. He is really the modern day Hitler. In the best way possible.
In a good way. In a good way. Not a bad way. In a good way. And then, the more I think about it too, like if Punk was like the supreme ruler of the United States, I'm thinking to myself, you know, like, or emperor, or whatever label you want to give him as dictator. I'm thinking, you know what? How awesome would it be to take the Star Spangled Banner and replace it with Cult of Personality?
Amazing. That would be freaking amazing. And to see just like Carrie Underwood cringe as she has to sing Cult of Personality at at Super Bowl, that would be amazing. And like, people need to understand about Punk, like, this guy, he has the potential to take over as king of the United States, as one of the best of all time. And that's the thing too, is he would really try to help out, I think, the males and the females of the youth coming up, who also get a situation where he takes all these young males and he's like, you know what? You have too much testosterone. I'm going to remove your penises and give you estrogen. And that's something that I think all of them need. You know, we need young males neutered. So I think Punk's the man to do it.
It's all for Punk. It's like, if you got a twig and berries down there, hack it off for Punk. Like, if you're a real Punk supporter, you know what you got to do. You gotta do what would make Punk happy.
Make Papa Punk happy. Remove your willy. You don't need that. Because it's obvious that Punk, he really appreciates the women. So why didn't you just become a female fan? He'd probably like you even more.
Yeah, I mean, that way you could like virtue signal, and you could say, you know, I'm in line with what Punk would want, and then Punk would probably give you $1 million, or I don't know, like Punk is as the supreme leader of not only America but of the world. Because like, if Punk becomes the dictator of America, China is just going to surrender. The Middle East will surrender. Everybody's just going to surrender. It's all going to become like one big new world order of CM Punk.
Well, that's what people don't understand, is any dictator that tries to stand up to him, he'll kick their ass. And that's something that we have to consider, is we finally have a king of the world, a president that can fight anybody and beat them up. We have basically like if you took Russell Crowe, but made him like 100 times tougher and gave him tattoos and put him in the White House. That's what we would have.
That's what we'd have, man. We could have it all. If we just made Punk the supreme leader of the earth, that's what we could have. But no, all the fucking idiots out there, all the people that say, "Oh, I want higher ratings in wrestling. I want a future." You know what, buddy? You know what you want? You probably want to shut up, because CM Punk knows what he's doing. He's a legend. He's a veteran. He's the most humble man ever. He's just such a valuable person to have in wrestling. Why can't people see how valuable it is? He's almost 50. He's injury prone, and he's spends a lot of time away from his family to be with the women in NXT because he wants to train the future. Why can't you see how valuable he is?
I'm tired of the disrespect, man. Like, it has to stop. It has to stop. Punk deserves your respect. He deserves your love. He deserves your adoration. And if you got a problem with him, you got a problem with us. Just saying. So, this has been NC.
JC and
Peace out.